Brakes aren't on yet.
That would help. Sorry, just push the off button and then get it down.
There we
Thank you.
go.
All right, cool. Thank you.
Back in the world. John, how's it been going for you?
Pretty well. How you doing, Kirk?
We've been doing good here. We have had pretty good couple months after a raucous couple years, and we're always excited to hear about Iceland from one of our co-hosts who apparently thinks she's going back to Iceland, so that would be cool. But
Maybe
it's
wait for the grants.
but John, as you know, because we've been here before and really looking forward to this hour, you just jump in and share a song with us. Whatever you'd like to play, we'd love to hear.
Alrighty, I'll start out with a song that is called Lake in 42.
I like the
wrote
title.
this in January of this year, and I don't remember if I use a capo or not. We'll figure this out. My fingers will work properly. It's been a while since I saw you, and at the corner of Lake and 42, sunny August afternoon. Just waiting to cross the street, shimmering in the summer heat in a yellow summer dress that fit just right. Believe what you want to believe. Nobody's ever really free. Just leave everything to me. Go be who you want to be. I got a job at the record store and a room on the second floor of a halfway house on Union Avenue. I'm keeping up with the day-to-day, cleaning up and I'm gaining weight. You know I haven't had a drink in 18 days. Believe what you want to believe. Nobody's ever really free. Just leave everything to me. Go be who you want to be. Like a shot of sweet moonshine, your eyes slid right over mine, and I felt some things I thought I left behind. I raised my hand to call to you so I could share all my good news, and then I saw the guy beside you take your hand. Believe what you want to believe. Nobody's ever really free. Go be who you want to be. Just leave everything to me. Believe what you want to believe. Nobody's ever really free. Just leave everything to me. Go be who you want to be.
Hey,
Thank you.
John Stevens kicking us off here on the live portion of Pass the Hat here on Friday nights. John, that was almost an uplifting song.
I got a few of those in store. I mean, as close as it gets for me, I suppose.
And I think I've said this every time you've been here in the studio, that you just keep getting better and better.
Yeah.
Thank you. Appreciate that.
The guitar today sounds fuller than I've ever heard it.
Because a different guitar. So we
Well,
haven't had the Taylor up here before.
It's been up here, but it's been a while.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I brought the Martin out.
But John, you're one of those people that when you play guitar, it sounds like two guitars are playing sometimes
That's
because
it's
you.
so far out of tune.
Oh, also that.
Good job.
No, it just sounds really rich and full.
So, John, how's the last year or two been for you? Are you writing much music?
Last year I might have wrote. I feel so. Last night I sat down to look at my song list, and I think I've lost some songs. Like I wrote one on an iPad once. I write it on the computer. I write it on Google.
Yeah.
And somewhere in the process, I feel like I've lost a few. But last year I maybe wrote 7.
That's pretty good.
Written about 10 so far this year. It's been more productive.
Good.
Nice.
So yeah, it's been good. But I don't know. The pandemic didn't do much for songwriting for me. It was hard.
We've heard that from a lot of people, or
Most,
every
actually.
song they wrote had to do with, COVID and
Yeah.
or masks, and that got a little late. Well, good. I'm glad things are picking up for you. And everybody, we're here with John Stevens, very talented, one of our local songwriters, and sentimentaljohnny.com. Go out there, and you have recordings out there and things like that.
I'm working on that.
Yeah.
I've got some.
It's time.
On YouTube. I reached out to Big Fish.
Big Fish, Small Pond. Yeah,
that dude.
Kirk Sterland.
Yeah, who you had on here recently. I've reached out to him. He got back to me. We're talking. I've got a couple more leads too, for something. But yeah.
I think Kirk will be a good contact. He's not in it for the big money, and it's for encouraging local songwriters. And Daniel Ayers is recorded his recent work down
Chatting
there.
Rabbits, too.
And easy to get to, just south of Carborough on Jones Ferry Road.
Cool.
And beautiful area, sort of the same neck of the woods as our Come Out and Play Sculpture show, which,
That's
by the
right.
way, is a week from tomorrow.
Yep.
Next Saturday and Sunday is the kickoff for that. So just go on Facebook, Come Out and Play, and you'll see all about that. But you don't need to wait for John and conspire with Kirk to do recordings, because we have a full hour of your wonderful music right now. So what do you have for us next?
All right. So this next song is also a song I wrote in January. January was productive. I got 3 out of it, and I've played 2 of them out in public, so that's
Nice.
a good thing. I've written some that they're never going to see the light of day, but this one is called Reputation. And I don't know, it's kind of a fun tune. I find myself trying to write things that are a little bit more, not upbeat, maybe upbeat's the right word, rather than be, the slow minor key, finger-picking murder ballads I'm known for.
Good to have a mix.
Right. A little bit
We
of a
like
mix.
those two, John, though.
As I was putting new lyrics on that song I just played last, I had a whole new idea for a terribly inappropriate song pop into my head.
All right.
I didn't write it down, though.
I'm
I
here
let
for that.
So yeah, anyway, this one's called Reputation. I've only played it a few times, so yeah, we'll see how it goes. I need a cable. We'll figure it out. It follows me around and around and around. It's like a bull and I'm a rodeo clown. I try to talk, try to hide, try to run. Spend a couple hours just staring at the sun. Could somebody tell me, please, some reason I shouldn't be the person I want to be? Bet you won't. Bet you won't. Doesn't matter what I say, what I do, where I go. Everybody knew's just somebody that I know. Like to have a little weed, little wine, little fun. I learned how to tango from a Catholic nun. Could somebody tell me, please, some reasons I shouldn't be the person I want to be? Bet you won't. Bet you won't. Sometimes you gotta laugh, gotta fight, gotta shout. It ain't a lot of fun until the party gets loud. Tonight I'm gonna ride, gonna crash, gonna burn. Tomorrow's not a gift, it's a badge that you earn. Could somebody tell me please some reasons I shouldn't be the person I wanna be? Bet you won't, bet you won't. Wish I knew what I lost, what I found, what I sold. Used to have a record made of solid gold. So come and gather round, gather round, gather round. We're all somebody in a funny little town. Could somebody tell me please some reasons I shouldn't be the person I want to be? Bet you won't. Somebody tell me please some reasons I shouldn't be the person I want to be. Bet you won't, bet you won't, bet you won't.
Stevens, live here in the studio. Hey, John, before you played that song, and by the way, it's a great song, and it's a lot of fun, and Tim Smith says he's very excited to have a song that includes weed, wine, and Catholic nuns.
Right.
But before that, you said January was a productive month, and you wrote some songs that will never see the light of day.
I was wondering about that same thing.
Right? What makes a song?
Well, you only play them at night, is what he meant.
Exactly.
What makes such a song that they will never see the light of day?
Well, you can tell I put a lot of time into words. I got so many words in these songs. There's very few choruses that are the same in some of what I do, and there's so much going on here. Some of the songs are just like laughably simple, and they're a little bit too cheesy for me to really... Like I got a song, We Go Together Like Bananas and Cheddar. It's a really weird, silly, dumb song.
And now I want to hear it.
Yeah, well, I don't have the words with me today,
You
unfortunately.
can save all those songs and get together. No, I won't even say that.
Right? But yeah, so it's like, I don't know, I feel like when you go out and you play gigs, you play a Paul Simon cover, everybody's like hooting and hollering. You play something that you wrote and it's like crickets, and so it just leads you more to play covers, you know, because people don't necessarily tune in, or if they don't recognize it, they tune out kind of thing.
Yeah,
So,
a lot of people don't want to think. They don't want to actually have to listen to the words and think what it means.
which is a problem for me. A
But
lot of words.
speaking of which, you got a gig tomorrow, I understand. Tell us about that.
I'm doing a 2-hour set at the Dirty Bull over in Durham. Dirty Bull Brewing from 4 until 6. So it'll be hopefully a fun show. So,
Well, that's a great venue, and you've played that venue before, so they seem to like you because they keep bringing you back.
yes.
But it's a good venue. I like that one because they can hear you both indoors and outdoors.
Nice.
You can drink, you know, you've got shelter. It's a really comfortable place to be. Yeah. So that'll be a good one. So, John, your songs more and more seem character driven. And I've heard some songs that you've done, and I almost wonder if you would ever write a sequel to any of your songs to tell us what happened to the characters. Because I do, as I listen to a John Stevens songs, I'm always wondering, what happened to that person?
Yeah, often it's other songwriters who do that for you.
I'm so engaged when he does that. What drives that? Is it you that you're infusing the characters with, or do you really want to just write about all these various iterations of humanity?
It depends. I feel like if you write from your own point of view, it can be difficult to connect to, so you throw in a third person or somebody different or something like that. You know, it's more fun. There's more you can do with it, and it's more accessible, I think, for sure.
I would agree.
It's funny you say that because I have 2 songs I was going to play tonight that could be considered, one could be a sequel to the other, maybe.
Yes. Nailed it.
I'm not
job.
sure. I'm not sure. I mean, they were written at completely different times. One was written, the next one I'm going to play was written, I believe, last May.
Okay.
And then the other one, I don't remember.
Well,
I gotta write these things down.
We're here for it. So lay it on us.
All right.
But take a swig first.
Oh yeah. Well, you got to. So this one I wrote for Mother's Day last year.
Uh-oh.
It's called Him. It's a real pick me up.
I think he
It
likes his
actually
mom.
is, though. There's a smidge of I don't know, redemption. I don't know if that's the word. Anyway, it's called Him. She was only 17 when he said he was in love. He talked her into running away from home. The baby in her belly's gonna be his pride and joy. 3 months on and she woke up alone. She loves him, she loves him now. She needs him, he's all she's got. She's standing against the tide. Why, Lord, oh why? In a musty motel bathroom, she bore that child alone. Bawling, bouncing baby boy. She washed him and she nursed him and she held him in her arms. She left him on a doorstep that night. She loves him, she loves him now. She needs him, he's all she's got. She's standing against the tides. Why, Lord, oh why? Her mama cut her off and they never spoke again. Her daddy called her every week or two. She was waiting tables at a diner in Detroit when her sister called and gave her the awful news. She loves him, she loves him now. She needs him, he's all she's got. She's standing against the tides. Why, Lord, oh why? She said I may live long enough to learn to love myself. You won't catch me holding my breath. Forgiveness was a road on which she'll never set her foot. She swore she never would forget. She loves him, she loves him now. She needs him, he's all she's got. She's standing against the tide. Why, Lord, oh why? Just a few years later at that diner in Detroit, a young man with the sweetest hazel eyes handed her a Polaroid she'd left so long ago. She held him in her arms, she cried. She loves him, she loves him now. She needs him, he's all she's got. She's standing against the tides. Why, Lord, oh why? Why, Lord, oh why? Thank you, thank you.
Oh,
I'm not crying, you're crying.
Better every time I hear him. I've said this about John Stevens many times. I'm a fan. We need a John Stevens CD here in the studio.
it'll be a two-sided CD. This like softy,
Right.
nice, sweetie stuff
So there'll
on
be
one
three of those
side.
songs.
That was really nice.
That was really.
I was wondering the whole time what happened to that baby.
Yep. See, you do that with John Stevens songs. You're wondering. I see the mom, I see the dad, and I know this is going to end up 20 years later. So I'm waiting, and also my mom self, and also I'm a collector of Polaroid cameras, and so all of this comes together. And that's another thing that is really interesting about your songs, John, is you juxtapose the old and the new really beautifully. You know who else does that is someone you play with, and that's Jason Bales. Both of you really speak, I think, in some of the details of your songs to the details of Generation X's life. And we don't hear that experience a lot with music that we get to listen to these days.
Speaking of Jason Bales, while you were playing, I noticed Kim Lane was watching on the DJ computer a Jason Bales live stream.
Well, we're pulling up your songs for later.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
So you did get it.
I did.
Okay. 'Cause,
Thank you.
That was a last minute. I went to his website and
Yeah.
he had the guitar but no vocal, and I was like, dude, fix your stuff.
So I want to ask you, in the like you are a details person. When it comes to your art, they matter. Words matter. Is it important to you to include details of your life, of your generation, that people like, say, I or Jason could identify with?
Absolutely, yeah. You want to try to write things that people can relate to, that they want to, maybe they experience something like that, or that's important. That's what it's all about, right? Connecting
Yeah.
in some way.
I go soft every time I hear about a Polaroid camera in a song. I really do.
That's why I hear so many songs about F-100 pickup trucks, isn't it?
Exactly.
That's it, Bob. Blasting from my Kia.
So, John, in addition to the show tomorrow, you got other gigs lined up?
Yeah. Next Thursday I'm playing Nash Street Tavern.
Oh, yay.
And I had a gig lined up in Virginia for next Friday. They canceled due to COVID. I can't remember them all. Like, this month has been super busy. I've had like 7 or 8.
Are there any, I know that festivals are coming up, but also people probably haven't been notified yet. Any festivals coming where people can see you out in
Centerfest.
public?
I got into Centerfest.
Oh,
I'm
that's
playing
exciting.
there. Yeah, I know. It's awesome. I'll be playing there Saturday, 17th of September, right?
Yep.
I believe.
And there'll be a real nice busy area right there on Main Street called the Oasis Stage.
Oh, yes.
Halfway down Main Street.
Wait,
Where
is that the stage that Kim Lane is announcing?
she is not, but she is within hailing distance, so you can drop by and see Kim and see if she'll give you part of her lunch.
I'll be a listening.
Perfect.
And everybody, Centerfest will be September 17, 18, downtown Durham. We haven't had it now. First time we had to cancel 2 years in a row because of COVID, but we're back in all our glory. We block off the 2 streets in Durham, Main Street and Chapel Hill Street. We have 5 stages, around 500 performers, 70 different bands and dance groups and things. And delighted, John, that you're going to be down there, and hope all of you will come because it is free. So just come on down.
It's a treasure of Durham because it's not just music and dance, but you close off downtown, so it becomes a walkable downtown, and then there's all kinds of food, all kinds of craft vendors. It's just downtown Durham becomes a wonderful festival for a couple of days.
Yeah.
It's fantastic.
So we're looking forward to that. And John, we'll see you down there if I don't see you before then. And everybody, we are here with John Stevens, sentimentaljohnny.com, and we've mentioned the live, and your gigs are listed on your website?
Yeah, sentimentaljohnny.com, and on the gigs page, everything for August. I don't have September or October updated yet.
Yeah.
And also, if you follow you on Instagram and on Facebook, you're really good about making those little visuals where you've got just all the gigs on a photo. So if you're on the socials, you can follow John. Save that visual to your phone. That's what I do.
Yep.
And then if I've got a free Saturday night, I run on down there. But we don't have to do that because you're here right now.
Yep.
So what you got for us?
That's a good question. I had an idea and I forgot it. No. So this song is something I came up with this year. I got a second capo, which puts this into
Uh-oh.
an...
Look out.
Okay, he's in another league now. I
Fancy
have to
now.
go home.
No. This is a very great trick. I saw him do this. And I wanted to buy a baritonate guitar. There was one within 200 miles, and I was going to drive up to get it, but I restrung a parlor guitar. I high-strung it, did Nashville tuning, right? The high strings from a 12-string. I threw a, what do they call those things? The Tonewood amp inside of it, and I got the secondary capo, and it all sounded really cool, and that kind of scratched the 8-string itch, so I didn't need to buy one of those. But anyway, so I was playing around with this, and basically it gives it like a dad CAD style tuning. It's like almost like an open tuning, right? And I was just doing that, and then that's where this song came from. And I think I'm gonna call it Time's a Wastin', because it is. And anyway, that's what this one's called. He was running right down the middle of the road. He was screaming, calling out the name of the Lord. It's just the way it goes, they say. Days are not as sweet as yesterday. Tomorrow everybody's getting paid. Just gotta make it through today. Another hour, maybe only 15 minutes more. She'd been waiting. Comes a time when you can't wait no more. It's just the way it goes, they say. Days are not as sweet as yesterday. Tomorrow everybody's getting paid. You just gotta make it through today. Time's a wasting. She drops a smoking pistol to the floor. Now she's leaving. It's gotta be something worth fighting for. It's just the way it goes, they say. Days are not as sweet as yesterday. Tomorrow everybody's getting paid. We just gotta make it through today. He was running right down the middle of the road.
You are listening to WHUP LP Hillsborough. And it is the top of the hour. And oh my gosh, wow, that was good.
Well, thank you.
This is one of my favorite shows.
When he
of
first
today.
Pass
started,
the hat, you mean?
Yes, Past the Hat is my favorite radio
it
show.
is a mighty fine show.
Well, it's my
as Jim
second
Watson would
favorite
say.
radio show. Postmodern Cocktail Hour is my favorite radio show.
Everybody, we are finding ourselves at the beginning of hour 2 of our show this evening. And we are so fortunate to have nothing to say about hour 2.
When we go blank like that, let me tell you what's going on. Bob Johnson is either shaking his head or nodding or making some weird sign
Maybe he
language
just has
from.
a tremor.
Maybe. We're going to look into that, Bob.
It's a delirium
We're
tremor.
calling someone.
Let me get you a drink.
There's a bourbon over here.
Okay. I'll take the drink, and we'll discuss this later.
Fine.
There's
Well,
going to be a fight.
everybody, what happens in hour 2 is we have another 30 minutes of John Stevens, Sentimental Johnny, and I can't wait to hear and these are a lot of songs I haven't heard before. So
These are brand new.
this
All of
is
these
a-
are new, yeah.
This is a thrill. I'm really enjoying this and wonderful stuff. And then the final half an hour, John has brought a playlist of some of his favorite performers to share with us. And everybody, tonight's show is being video recorded, as we said earlier on, and the video is here streaming live through our Facebook page, but will be archived and available on where, Bob?
That's
there
a
on
very
YouTube.
good question.
YouTube.
It'll be on Facebook as long as Facebook is alive, or Meta, or whatever they're calling it.
Same for YouTube, and it'll
Yep.
be on Twitch for 2 weeks.
So
And
it's-
of course, the audio portion is saved in high def on the WHUP servers, WHUPFM.org. Click on shows, scroll down, find Pass the Hat, and you will find the entirety of Pass the Hat over the past 6 years. And John Stevens' show will be right on top.
And I'll tell you what, that really is the best way. If you want to share John Stevens' show, I think going through WHUP FM is the best way, because when your phone goes off, that stream keeps playing. I've learned this the hard way, is that YouTube will shut down if your phone goes down, and Facebook will do the same thing. So stream it through our website, and it's free to you, and I think the sound is better too. It doesn't get
It's not as
compressed.
compressed.
Yep.
Right.
So, John, your songwriting process, and you've given us some insight into how that works, but is there these ideas for songs can just strike you at any time?
It depends. Sometimes it's that middle of the night, grab the phone, get the idea down. But I'll tell you, that doesn't always come to fruition. I'll go back in there and, ideas just get lost in the notes. And other times it's like active. I need to just start writing. And that's one of the hard things to do, is to sit down to find the time. And I did it, so Bill West bought me a songwriting book. It's like Write One Song. It's by the guy, the front man for Wilco, whose name I forget. But he wrote a book called Write One Song. And it was for people who've never written a song before. And I was like, dude, seriously? Step up my craft.
Thanks, Bill.
No, but it was really good because it was nice to read from a perspective. Because it's like you can go to songwriting courses, but it's a very hard thing to teach, and it's very personal. But this guy, one of the things he pushed is just sit down and write. So I sat down and I did free write, and I got a song out of it.
So free writer, just you have sort of some idea or a feeling or something you've seen, and you just start to like blurt out ideas.
In some cases, it's something I've seen. In the particular instance where this particular song came, I had an idea. I wanted to write a song like this for a while, and just some of the ideas that were in that free write came out. But sometimes it's just the process of writing. It's the stream of consciousness that a whole bunch of weird ideas will fall out on the paper, and you sift through them and see if there's something in there worth using.
And then does a chorus then kind of rise to the top first, or you just sort of massage out the story, or what?
Yeah, it's like you see if there's the story to find in there, and then the way it goes for me is like with that last song, the chorus came first. That's just the way it goes, they say. And I rewrote that one 3 different times before I got it where I wanted it, but the sound of the chorus was what I found first.
And then you worry about adding the music a little later after the words are rounded out, or can it happen simultaneously?
Usually the music takes forever for me to figure out, because I'm not what's the word, trained classically. I don't know keys, theory, any of that. And so if you give me a tune, I can put words on it in like no time. But putting music on words is where I usually end up going, well, that sounds a lot like this other song. But, you know.
Well, can I say that Dadgad or your use of the capos, that works for you.
Cool.
That really worked for your voice. And we don't hear a lot of that here in the studio. We don't hear that sound.
True.
And so that was really new and different. And I would say if you're ever just walking through the forest and looking for a sound, I would say rig up your guitar like that and just start playing, because that sounded hot. I really dug
What did
it.
that mean, walking through the forest looking for a sound?
Well, I don't know.
that's some sort of, that's a mystical
Deep
thing.
metaphor in there somewhere.
That's how I see the world, just walking down various paths until I find things.
Looking for a sound, though, that's
Oh, yeah.
kind of ironic.
Oh, yeah, I guess so. It made total
Blending
sense to
the
me.
senses, I guess.
There are days when it's like, I haven't written anything and I need to write something. That comes to my head. And usually that produces nothing.
Nothing,
back.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it puts pressure on you.
Yeah. And then some days you're just sitting there and you're like, oh, that's an idea. And it comes out. So
And 30 students are sitting in front of you and are like, oh, I can't write right now.
always.
Yeah, all the
I
time.
did write a song for my students at the end of the year last year. It's called If I Had a Favorite Class, This Would Be the One. And I sang it to all of my classes.
Oh, that means a lot.
That's nice.
So that was fun.
What you got for us, John?
All right, so this next song is my John Prine song.
Ooh.
It's called Johnny. And I wrote this in April, I believe. That's what it says on here, but I don't know if that's accurate. But this one kind of came through. I don't know. This is the one I got out of the free write, and I'm not sure what part of it. And so the next couple of tunes I'm going to write, sing for you. There are a lot of words going on, and it's kind of, I don't know. Anyway, so this one's called Johnny, and somebody asked me if it was semi-autobiographical, and I was like, I mean, yeah, I guess there's a bit of me in here, and I wrote it in a key I couldn't sing, so now I have to capo it up and play it differently, but we'll get through it. And it's upbeat. It's kind of a bouncy kind of tune, which is again something I've been working on. So anyway, here we go. This is Johnny. Sunshine shining like the face of a new dime, sitting in my hand like a gold mine. I'm singing 'cause I'm feeling just fine. Oh Johnny, what we gonna do about you? Moonshine tickling my tongue like a half rhyme, twisting up my mind like a grapevine, trying to find a way to the punchline. Oh Johnny, what we gonna do about you? There ain't nothing like the ocean on a Wednesday morning, nothing like the sound of the rainfall pouring, nothing like the notion that there's nothing and no one and no place you've gotta be. Sit right here next to me, oh Johnny, what we gonna do about you? What we gonna do about you? So fine, chasing down a dream of the bright lights, strumming his guitar like John Prine, standing on a stage on a big night. Oh Johnny, what we gonna do about you? Blue sky bouncing off the ocean in your eyes, reaching out to hold me like high tide, nothing but the moment on my mind. Oh Johnny, what we gonna do about you? There ain't nothing like the ocean on a Wednesday morning, nothing like the sound of the rainfall pouring, nothing like the notion that there's nothing and no one and no place you gotta be. Sit right here next to me, oh Johnny, what we gonna do about you? Say Johnny, what we gonna do about you? Slow times, world could really use your sweet rhymes,
Help us think about the good times. Won't you take us back down to paradise? Oh, John, what are we gonna do without you? What are we gonna do without you? There ain't nothing like the ocean on a Wednesday morning, nothing like the sound of the rainfall pouring, nothing like the notion that there's nothing and no one and no place you gotta be. Sit right here next to me, oh John, what are we gonna do about you? What are we gonna do about you? Nothing like the ocean on a Wednesday morning, nothing like the sound of the rainfall pouring, nothing like the notion that there's nothing and no one and no place you gotta be. Sit right here next to me, oh John, what are we gonna do about you? What are we gonna do about you? I say, Johnny, what are we gonna do about you? Thank you.
John Stevens live here in the studio, and y'all couldn't see it because it's radio, but he had Kim Lane dancing here in the studio.
Yep.
Good
And no
stuff.
one's harmed. No one's hurt.
Nobody is hurt. And y'all, I interrupted Kirk a little while ago with a shake of my head, which also you couldn't see, but you heard about it. And it's because, well, surely all of y'all have a friend who is just super artistic and creative and does wonderful, fantastic stuff, but seems to move through time, or time moves through them totally differently than the rest of us.
All
Well-
of our friends.
In that vein, support for Pass the Hat. This second hour of Pass the Hat is sweetly provided by Matthew's Chocolates, 104 North Churton Street, Hillsborough, North Carolina, the finest in chocolate and chocolate accessories for all of your chocolate needs. And this is usually the time in the show where our guest is spokesmodel, modeling the 1 pound chocolate bar that Matthew custom makes for every Pass the Hat guest. It's not here yet, John. Don't be looking
So
around.
John has to remove his shirt as in the contract.
Perfect. Here we go.
That's why he wore two shirts. You know,
Usually
he knew
it's
this was coming.
right about this time that Matthew, because these things are made so fresh, they show up here at 7 o'clock
They
every
walk
night.
over by themselves.
So this one, it will be showing up soon,
Nice.
but it's not here yet. But we had to acknowledge our fantastic sponsor, who moves through time, or time moves through him slightly differently than the rest of the universe. And we're here with John Stevens. Y'all can talk now.
So, okay, you said that song, that there was some of you in that song.
Yes.
I have to imagine there was quite a lot of you in that song.
Yes.
Okay.
There's
so-
a bit of me in there.
yeah, no, that was, I think, reminiscent for a lot of people. Like, who hasn't heard, well, what are we going to do about you? And then, again, all of the details that, I don't know, I heard it a lot. What are we going to do with you, Kimmy? But where did all of that originate? Like, that song was a seed from somewhere. Where did that really start and then get going to where you thought, this is the refrain?
Oh, well, I've only heard that, like, for my entire life.
That's kind of what I thought.
You know, what are we going to do with this guy? So, that's, family said that, friends said that, employers have said that quite a lot. And so, yeah, it's like, it's always been, back there. I just ignore it. Do what you want, but yeah, so that's kind of where that came from. And then, like, first time I wrote it wasn't what are we going to do about you, it's what are we going to do without you, right? Which I put in that one part of the chorus when I'm specifically singing about John Prine in that one verse. But it just didn't, it sounds, I mean, like, even though, yes, what are we going to do without John Prine? What are we going to do about him because he's gone? It's the same kind of thing. So it still fit pretty well. So, and I like it because it's got that double.
Yeah, it's a nice turn.
Yeah, exactly.
So, John, you'd talked to us in great depth about bringing your songs out of the netherworld into this world. But if we could just touch base briefly on, once you get this thing kind of rounded out, do you mess around with it much? Is there much revision? And if so, what happens during that?
So once I get a basic sound structure, chord structure, and how the chorus and the verses are going to look. I throw words at it that I like, and then I play it, and then I change words. And then that particular tune in Johnny, like I said, the Without You and About You, those changed a bunch. And for that tune too, it's like, it's this whole, the structure of the song, I like the way it came together, and it was pairs of verses rather than verse, chorus, pair of verses than the chorus. But initially it was verse, chorus all the way through, and it's just too many choruses. It didn't work, it didn't flow, and so I chopped that out, and then the last one is just the one verse. And then the next song I'm going to play, which is called Savannah, I have, up until today at whatever time it was, I was working on finishing this today. And I added a whole nother verse to it. I added another chorus as well. And so I've heard certain songwriters, John Prine and Sturgill Simpson, they're like, once you leave it, and don't go back. But I can't do that. I'm always editing. And I've got a gig at the Carborough Farmers Market in September. It's all originals. They won't let you do covers anymore. Don't know why. But I'm like looking at
BMI.
3 hours of, yeah, right. Somebody's gotten snarky
Yep.
about that, which is, fine. But I'm looking, I have enough. I've got, 93 songs now. And so it's like, but 92 of them aren't farmers market ready. And so I got to go back in and do some slight edits to the words,
Somehow some words become duck after a while.
Oh, yes. Yes, some words rhyme with fire truck for sure. But anyway.
That's why you bring the kazoo with you.
Yeah,
That's a good idea.
We've had-
Noted.
doing that for sure.
Well, that's Misty Mayhem. Wasn't she the one who, she
Yeah.
had like a harmonica holder, but she had a kazoo on
Yeah.
it or something?
Yeah, she was getting all that, all kinds of staccato, tremolo stuff out of the kazoo.
Yep.
She's an amazing talent.
Yeah.
Well, lay it the duck on us, John.
Well, this one doesn't, but it's missing a word. All right. No, maybe this is it. I don't know. Like I said, I was just fiddling with this last night, and so this is a song where the sound came first. I don't remember what song I ripped this off from, but I did for sure because I couldn't come up with a chord progression like this. And then it became this. It's a real pick me up. But anyway, so the chord progression's like, it's like, I don't know, maybe bluesy. Something like that. And so again, it's just me fiddling around with different sounds. I'm trying not to just write the slow finger picking murder ballad. So this one's a little bit darker than that maybe, I don't know, but it's called Savannah because Savannah was the right number of syllables and it fit that spot in the song.
Good
Could have
plan.
been Columbus, but Savannah sounds dirtier. I don't know why. Sorry if you live in Savannah. Half-truth phone booth, 1:45. Night and bus lights up the blood on my shoes. Backseat, side street, cross city cruise. I got the low down hometown big city blues. I'm going down to Savannah, find me a fix. Say hello to the sailors, don't you turn no tricks. Keep your gun in your pocket and a smile on your lips. Don't leave nothing for the morning but a good night kiss. Cold chills, hot pills, head full of knives. Wrapped up bad stuff waiting to die. Long night street fight, taking a dive. Heading down uptown, try to survive. I'm going down to the station, slip in the mix. I know a guy down there that can get us ahead. Don't trust a single word that crosses my lips. I'm a certified genuine counterfeit. Slow walk, fast talk, dealing is done. Six-pack blackjack out on a drum.
tracks, bareback, needle and jump. Mainline, gold mine, comfortably numb. I'm going down to confession, feeling slow and sick. Daddy always said he didn't want no kids. I got a heart full of gold and a head full of shit. What would mama say about the shape I'm in? Blocked road, tight rope over the edge. Daybreak, bad shakes, rage and regret. Closed doors, cold whores, land of the dead. Slow ride, dark thoughts stuck in my head. I'm going down to the alley with a foolproof plan. Going down to the alley, gonna make my stand. Gonna find me a fix for this broken man. I'm going down to the alley to the promised land. Going down to Savannah, I won't be long. Going down to the alley, wanna come along. Going down to the alley, gonna sing my song. Going down to Savannah, won't you come along?
Nice.
Thank you.
John Stevens live here on Pass the Hat. And by the way, I just noticed that Gabriella LaFoley commented a few minutes ago that she was playing along on her ukulele
Awesome.
with her capo on the 5th fret. And I have to believe that was the same song that had Kim Lane dancing here in the studio.
Probably Johnny, yeah. That one's got a nice pick-me-up tune to it.
There was a little dancing over this past song.
Oh, it was had a good driving beat to it.
Yeah.
But John, have you ever thought about playing ukulele?
The love song that I wrote for the show back in 2021, I wrote on a ukulele.
No kidding.
Oh, yeah. But, yeah, I mean, I've got 3 ukuleles, but...
That's almost enough.
Oh, yeah. I mean, you can only play 2 at a time. It's so small. But, yeah, I don't play them very often, for sure.
Well, that one had interesting dark Savannah details as well. I'm forgetting the name of the movie. Do you remember the movie with the the people who they had the voodoo stuff and they thought they were dead? Remember that?
Oh.
It reminded me of that. What was the name of that?
Are you talking about the Mickey Rourke film?
Garden of Evil.
Gardens of
Midnight in the Garden of Evil.
Midnight in the Garden of Evil. That right there.
That's an upbeat comedy for you right there.
It was. But no, the details of your songs, they always touch something that is very, very familiar. And I love that about his songs. John, we have time. We could probably get 2 more songs in if you wanted to share 2 more songs with us. We would love to hear them, but we also don't want to overtax, and we got gigs coming.
Because he only said he had like 96 of them.
I mean, the guy's he's booked up for good reason. Listen to him, folks. Call now.
I've got one more I have to play. And
Okay.
Then, is there anything you... well, I could play this one, I suppose.
You don't have to play 2. It kind of depends on how long you take finding the song and how much we talk.
Right, fair enough. I have... this is not the one I had to play. So I'll get through this one quick. This is the one I wrote for the show last August 5th.
Oh, okay.
I know this song.
Down to the riverbed she runs, out past the marketplace she runs, under the silver cloud she runs. Yeah, she runs, find the sun. Sunshine dances on the lake. Mist is rising from the morning's rain. nothing there that's standing in her way. As she runs, seize the day. Joy she finds along her way. She shares with those who may have gone astray. She shows them how not to be afraid. As she runs, light up the way. In spite of all the things she's seen, her heart is still on her sleeve. In her eyes, the world's still blue and green. As she runs towards her dream. As she runs towards her dream. Down to the riverbed she runs. Out past the marketplace she runs. Under the silver cloud she runs. As she runs, find the sun. As she runs, find the sun.
John Stevens, live here on Pass the Hat, playing the song that we debuted. Debuted.
Depends on part of the country.
Last August 5th on Kim Lane's birthday, the She Runs. Y'all probably know that's about Kim Lane, right? She Runs. Fantastic song, and I've saved that on my YouTube music, and we play it regularly here on the show. And Kim Lane always acts embarrassed, but always glows a little bit when she hears that
No,
song.
I love that song, and yes, it makes me blush, but in the most joyful way.
That is a fantastic tribute.
Thank you.
Everybody was
Running
here
toward
with.
a thing rather than running away, which was the
Yeah.
most important part of it.
We've enjoyed our time with John Stevens.
Very
and
much.
John, we have you're going to bring us home with one more song.
Yeah, this last one I wrote in March, and what is it called? Just a Dream. It's kind of, I mean, like that song was kind of a 70s sound to it. This one more so. But anyway, yeah, this has got a lot of words in it. Remember those words. Coming down through my back pages in a drunk tank on the Idaho state line, holding up each bad decision like some amateur magician trying to turn his water into wine. Sometimes your memory grabs me by the shoulder and it spins me right around, and I cannot help but notice, though you walk beside me, cannot see your shadow on the ground. Is this a dream, just a dream, just a dream? But I swear this is real. You were there next to me, held my hand, you taught me how you feel. How the sunrise is colder than steel.
Time is just a thorn in my heel. Oh, no. Well, I loved you when I met you. The night we sent that trailer up in flames. And I remember when I lost you on the south side of Boston, the night that you hopped onto that train. Sometimes I hear a freight train in the distance and I wonder where it's bound. Despite the ringing of the iron, gunshots and the sirens, without you this world doesn't make a sound. Is this a dream, just a dream, just a dream? But I swear this is real. Turn my world upside down, laugh at how I've been spinning my wheels. Sunrise is colder than steel. Time is just a thorn in my heel. Oh, no. Selling cigarettes to sailors on the streets outside the hourly hotel, where I pawned your Gibson 12-string and my mama's silver earrings for this pistol and a rusty box of shells. Sometimes I get to thinking about tomorrow and it nails me to the ground. After all my careless rambling, begging, borrowing, and scrambling, you're the only solid ground I've ever found. Is this a dream, just a dream, just a dream? But I swear this is real. You were there next to me, held my hand, you taught me how you feel. Turn my world upside down, laugh at how I've been spinning my wheels. How the sunrise is colder than steel. Time is just a thorn in my heel. Yeah, the sunrise is colder than steel. Time is just a thorn in my heel.
Thank you.
John Stevens, y'all.
Bringing us home.
Woo.
Yep.
That was hot. All right, John, thank you so much for being our guest this evening. And now you get to sit back a little bit, relax and be the DJ. Would you like to intro or outro the original song that you asked us to play as part of this?
Oh my goodness. Okay, I'll intro it really quick. Yes.
Okay.
Say goodbye to the live stream.
Goodbye, live stream. Thanks for tuning in.